Oh. Oh, so I have to add everything?
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Okay.
Oh, it's strawberry. That's what you sound like right now, Amber.
That's how my brain just went.
Oh, look, it's a strawberry.
If you have usable shit on another platform or in another format, just worry about that version for now. We're not doing anything very complicated today. Because I'm barely even here.
Hold on.
Yeah, I think another one of the reasons, aside from the headache, that I was up for so long last night was I was worried and I was hoping that my dad's symptoms would clear up. Well, and again, no, he already canceled yesterday, so that would have been a moot point. I think for I got held awake for wishful thinking.
I can at least get all my level 20 and then figure out how I'm supposed to do rest.
Yeah.
Why aren't you letting me edit? Oh my god, I gotta click the edit button, but I'm a dumb. What do you mean? Ah! How are you supposed to edit? It's not letting me edit.
It gets wonky. Again, let's not strictly focus on that right now because we already have other things plugged in other places.
Okay.
Welcome everybody to session 61 of Forgotten Genesis. I'm tempted to almost say it's 60 and a half because I am half here. But nonetheless, today is meant to be a relaxed session, purely and strictly for the sake of the fact that I don't like taking 2 weeks in a row off ever. 1 week at the most is where I like to limit myself. The fact that I happen to be back-to-back exhausted on both weeks notwithstanding. So, purely because my brain cannot grasp at straws right now, it's particularly important that we do the recap. Who recalls what happened last session? They'll learn some inspiration die accordingly, of course.
I sent everybody over to Ormer who wanted to go to Ormer. The rest of us stayed here.
If I remember correctly, it was it only Avery, Aiko, and Sao?
And half of Angel's children, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like trying to grow up. Yeah.
I visited my sister's grave.
Yep.
That day you found me separate, so I fixed it for you.
Hey, can you hand me my phone, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. There's some trust on it.
Okay, just right here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna shut this pet carrier door so I don't lose my cat again.
Is it weird that I want more food?
No, depending. You said earlier you worked out, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna start working out every morning.
When you are spending time actively working out, you will naturally raise your metabolism. So, yeah, it's not weird that you're hungry.
I don't want more water and more vitamins or more coffee.
Why not all three?
But yes, some people were sent off to Ormer for their respective vacations. There was also some initial investigations in regards to a certain hag that was going down while you guys were dealing with the little kobold Flake. Whom, at the very least, while I don't think strictly adopted in any stretch of the word, has at the very least been essentially drafted into the boarding school that is Zavor's order.
It's not a boarding school.
Debatable. You bring the board with you everywhere you go.
It's not a boarding school, Joe. It is not a boarding school, Joe. It is an actual home.
It's Hogwarts with legs.
World. They're actual royalty when they join the household.
Also, if I would consider if you lived at a school, that's the point. But the house is the school. It is just house. The school they go to is the Communist Mentis. Therefore, we are not in a boarding school.
They're not going to Hogwarts, Joe. They're just going to school. They don't have a bus. They have a doorknob. Different. It's bed knobs and broomsticks, but with school.
Yep.
And instead of a bed, it's a door.
It's still the knob.
And Communist Mentis, in any regard, training children has been an incredible exception to their very stringent rule sets, which will not in and of itself be a change to their status quo.
But they are a school.
To a very, very isolated few.
And they have also routed other doors to send the kids who are bards to other schools. They go through other doors.
Mm-hmm.
We had this discussion. If there's not a school or a teacher that goes for a child, there's another door that will lead to a school that will take the child where it needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
We had that discussion before sessions in school started. So say if they want to be a horse person and they want to take care of horses their whole lives, well, they still have to get their arithmetic and their stuff taken care of, but they're going to learn about horses. I did it for my benefit. I did it for my benefit. Because I am writing romance novels that go along with this story.
Mm-hmm. Also, if I recall, last session anyway was on the briefer side, at least compared to what I normally run. So, not much to recap.
Very brief. You had a seizure.
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry if I look tired. I've been working out. Shanti put us through the paces today. My abs feel like probably.
Hip hop abs.
Oh yeah, my little body feels like Jello.
God, I hated when you had me
On the
try that.
subject, a gelatinous cube drops into the middle of the kitchen. Everybody roll in. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck no gelatinous cubes.
You guys are well beyond the level where that thing would be intimidating, so...
I'm letting you know, Angel has 2 days to herself of quiet without the kids. She's going to take them in stride and finish everything she has to do diplomatically. within those 2 days. So that way, for the next 3 days, the diplomats have time to go party and drink as much as they want.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna take her time to go and talk to these diplomats, can handle her bullshit.
They're dwarves. Given the opportunity to
Ren,
fuck
you
around, they will
stop.
take it.
I am okay with fucking around and finding out. I am not okay with Angel's kids literally running amok in the middle of all of it.
I'm not.
Amok, 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 amok. One of
I'd
my
say,
favorite movies.
for the sake of simplicity and being able to kind of actually pull my perception into focus in terms of what is happening where.
The kids are coming home in 2
In
days.
terms of the character spread.
I
Who
go
all
and
is
them are spending
currently
time.
in Orma?
Just Neseo and Avery.
Just Nessie and Avery. Okay.
Vinestra.
Respective NPCs also.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might want to roll to see if any of the kids decide to be friends with Avery at some point, considering there's so many awkward ones that went with him. A lot of my little awkward quiet beans went with him.
I'm gonna roll a d20. Depending on where this lands will dictate a yes or no. After that happens, I will roll d8. Depending on how many, I will let you, Angel, choose which ones latch onto him. Because relying on my ability to keep track of them right now is a fool's gambit.
He might get Merlin. What we got, Joe?
For the sake of making this interesting, I'm going to use one of the few inspirations that you guys bought for me like a year and a half ago. Which means I'm going to write down, cross off 2 of those.
Have I been playing for a year and a half?
The
Dude, it's
game's
not a
been
bad
going
thing. It
for
means you have
5 years. You
routine.
guys jumped in when it was already on the 3.5.
Yeah, because I was only freshly pregnant when we started season 2. That
I've watched you
that
give
pregnancy?
birth like twice. Oh, that came out wrong.
No. I was freshly pregnant with baby 3. That baby 3 is now 9 months.
Yeah! Keep dropping
Hey,
dice.
What do we got,
I
Joe?
was here for baby 2 also.
Yeah, in Dissident Dynasty, not Forgotten Genesis.
Oh, well, yeah. I
Okay.
meant like with this group and
Right
Oh,
down
okay,
the
yeah.
middle, that's a whopping 4.
I know which kid it would be.
Not including Adam. He's already got an unhealthy, chaotic obsession.
I know which kid it's gonna be.
please don't be another creep.
No, it's Merlin. He's only 2 going on 3. And he is a dragon of magic. And he is struggle busing. He's struggle busing it. He is one of the 3 that was born as the triplets in the end of the season last year.
Dragon of Magic is a little bit redundant, but specifically dragon born under the god of magic.
He's a demigod of magic. No, it's the 3 demigods. There's a 3 demigod of time that was born, a demigod of magic that was born, and a demigod of love that was born, all on the same day. There's the triplets.
Just shits and giggles for me. Avery, roll me a charisma check to see how strongly that infatuation clicks for that kid.
Someone roll
He
it
is
for
an
me.
artificer.
I don't have my dice here.
He is an artificer, and he's also a bard of creation.
Is that a will be or currently already is? At 2.
He has 2 levels in Bard of Creation and one. His Bard of Creation started, and then he has just started Artificer.
Okay, and what was that number total, Brick?
I haven't rolled. I asked if someone could roll it for me, but I'm getting up to roll it now.
Hold on. I can grab my dice. My box.
No, I'm already sat at the computer now.
No. No, it's too short. I like it.
Alright, so the flat roll 15. The computer's waking up now.
He would probably try to help Avery with his stuff that he's trying to make. And he's kind of an expert. This is what he do. Kind of born into it. Little baby demigod, they're all so little.
Avery Starling. And it's a what check?
Just flat charisma.
Flat charisma.
You've got great charisma.
Yeah, it's a +5 to my charisma as flat, so it's a soft 20.
20. This 2-year-old magically divine empowered dragonling has got how do I put this?
He's wearing overalls.
Yeah. In relating it a little bit to an animal in a way. It's like that dog that the owner said is not friendly, and yet for some reason, even though you have made a point not to interact with it, won't leave you alone.
It's okay.
And it's not an obsession like it is with Adam. It's
Fascination.
and curiosity.
Because when
Hey, little one, where's your mommy?
he can fully talk, by the way, Joe, but he yells when he talks sometimes.
Oh no.
My brain's not awake enough to do that right now. So
Pretending.
He's trying not to yell. He doesn't know that he's yelling, okay? He doesn't know he's yelling at you when you're talking in the story, Joe.
yeah. So this child, which has no concept of what the hell an inside voice even is,
His dad
and may in
doesn't.
fact have an aneurysm once it is explained, is rather
No, we
loudly
tried.
curious about what you're doing.
Oh my god, that sounds like my. That sounds like
No.
my.
Yeah, no.
They're having aneurysm if they finally understand what an inside voice is.
I'm letting you know. He does not understand the inside voice. Angel's tried to explain it to him multiple times. But at least his voice does not shake the entire room like it's done before.
Can I directly put the idea in his head? Like, I feel like that's something I should be able to do.
You can certainly try to incept the child.
He doesn't know how he sounds to somebody else. You should be able to show him how he sounds to someone else.
Yes, I will do that. And also, kind of imagine.
Give me a charisma check with an additional +7, so just d20 +12. See how successful you are at projecting out this idea and explanation.
I've been explaining it. Doesn't work.
17.
With a +12?
A 5.
Ouch, my guy.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah, but his charisma stat's insane.
You said +12 to whatever I rolled, yeah?
Yeah, so with a 3, that's not 17, that's 15, my guy.
Oh no, you're right.
I give my 2 inspiration I have left to give to Rick
All right.
to reroll that shit.
Piper is selling an inspiration for you to use. Selling a pair for you to use.
I'm letting you know you're gonna need to do that considering
That is better.
his dad is not quiet.
That is 10, so it becomes a soft 22.
22. Kid goes from thinking that you were trying to tell him a very elaborate joke about being quiet to taking a very stern, humble, and thoughtful inward look at himself. You know, that moment where for some reason a small child wears way too adult of a face to be pondering something that's really not all that serious.
Oh, even I can imagine that. It's funny.
And you are successful in explaining an inside voice to this kid. However, for the next year of that vacation, with that role, kid takes it too seriously and is whispering most of the time.
You know what? I'll take it.
Coming out of the vacation,
I
the kid
will
looked
fucking
balanced
take
out.
it.
He looks instinctively like,
And yell.
oh yeah.
So it's gone from "What are you doing?" to "What you doing?"
Yeah, I like that a lot better. Stay that way.
Okay.
We're window shopping. We're looking at what is on display in the market, and we're buying things that we
You're
wanna
buying
buy.
windows. You said you're
We're
window
shopping
shopping.
through windows.
You would be curious about the robot, Joe.
Oh yeah.
Oh, would it? Yeah, I guess. Did they just go with them?
Why is it so big? I'm sorry. Did fucking Discord sound suppression turn itself back on?
What?
It did. Joe's teeth did the thing.
No, okay. That was literally just mic position. We're fine.
Oh, okay.
We're good. We're cool. Yeah.
At least we're not. At least it's not the dingle dangle dangle. Look.
What?
I sent you that meme earlier yesterday. Jingle jangle jingle. I said the back rooms. You should be paying attention. Jingle jangle.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So kid becomes honestly in a sense of fascination. Pretty obsessed actually with the giant robot that you were steadily constructing, and with that actually, given that it is a positive obsession.
What you told me was that I couldn't actually construct the giant robot.
Well,
that
kid,
I could only plan.
Right, kid is fascinated with the plans.
Oh, okay.
Rockin' cool artwork, that kind of thing. That said, shits and giggles. Go ahead and give me a Tinker's Tool check.
Oh, his entire body is made out of mechanics.
What the fuck is Tinker's Tools? And it's a flat roll with proficiency?
Intelligence plus modifier. D20 plus your intelligence mod plus proficiency.
It's
Yeah. Int or dex, honestly, whichever works better for you.
Int. Avery was built on the mental stats. Boy. I'm gonna call that a foul since it didn't lay. I didn't dice straight.
We call that cocked.
That natural too.
15.
15 plus 4, 19 plus. So my sheet says 6 proficiency. 7
So
or 8.
You are currently at 7. It will become 8 at 25. You guys are currently 24.
So 19 plus 7.
26. Okay. delightfully kind of offsetting the rather disconcerting occasional popping in through reality with a leash on his back appearances of Adam. Both the sort of positive childlike fascination with what you are creating, as well as honestly the gear-like structure of his just functioning being, does provide you with some inspiration during your planning stages.
Mechanical creature?
The outer
Yes.
side of his body looks okay. I will describe this because you described it to me before. As a dragon, he looks like full clockwork. Okay,
Oh,
It is
okay.
living,
but
soulful clockwork.
as a child, he is a child with wings, because that's what they have is wings. Like they'd be fluffy wings. But his body looks almost synthetic because of the combination of the magic god's partner. His skin seems almost see-through, where the gears are beneath it moving.
All right.
With
It's
that
very
provided
interesting.
inspiration, you will have advantage on your checks for seeking out materials with which to construct this machine when you eventually get the opportunity.
I mean, the materials would have been part of the plan, no?
They
DM,
would have.
would he be able to create a gem structure? Because this child has the ability to already start working in artificer abilities, and that's just his natural talent.
Right, this is less the actual
So-
physical construction stage because that was not stipulated for the vacation phase. But on looking
No,
at
I'm talking about like him being able to creating a gem battery structure for this creature, for Aegis.
I think that was already kind of laid out, with Aegis kind of being that. But that said, in terms of kind of observing sort of the organic, interwoven organic mechanical structure of this kid, you do get a number of inspirations for materials that may be able to reasonably interweave with that and actually kind of, in strictly a magical sense, operate off of and bend to the magical influence of direct life force. So you have inspirations for what materials to potentially look out for, and you basically find decent enough inspiration to start looking into where to find materials that fit that description. Hence, the advantages that you'll be provided when you actually go looking for them. Now, there was already going to be a child that ended up identifying with Fenestra. Should I roll for one or more that get fascinated with Zan and Havoc?
That would definitely happen considering the dragons went that way.
Okay.
They like going and seeing Ryu on a regular basis, so if they get a chance to go, they'll go for a couple of days.
So,
No.
dragon, being fascinated with dragon, nah.
I'm gonna roll d20. Evens,
Also,
one
Ryu's able to comprehend
does
the scales.
manage fascination. Odds, one does not. Again, it'll be up to you which one does.
I have no idea. If you give me a high or low, it'd be easier for me.
It's evens. Go ahead and let's say high.
Okay. It would go.
And I will roll a d8
It's 79.
to see how many.
There are more than 8 there that are dragons.
I know.
You want me to roll, or are you gonna roll it?
I rolled that.
Because I can roll a d8. I've got my d8.
3. choose which ones that is.
Okay, so as far as being a dragon, she just had very, very baby dragons, but she already has mid-age dragons that are kind of having an issue. The light dragon might be drawn to him. The one that's like a freaking nightlight. She glows in the dark. She can't speak yet. She is an actual dragon. She's struggling. She's one of the only kids that struggle busing that Angel actually has to carry around most of the time.
Yeah.
She can't really verbalize. She can speak Draconic and bear spurts, but she hasn't really developed. She's the one that's struggling to develop. And then she might be fascinated with the gold scales and how bright he is, and just the sheen on Xanon's skin.
Yeah. Xanon being bronze, so this would be an obsession with Ravik, I'd say.
Ravik, as far as that's concerned, the gold, but the sheen of his skin would probably be something that would attract her.
Yeah.
Because Nicodemus can change his skin, and she can always see. You can always see underneath where she's going to probably assume that Navarre is underneath it. Like he's like Navarre. Mm-hmm. Even though he's not Navarre. So the thing is that's the assumption she'll make.
Yeah.
The little boy that the boy that would probably be drawn to him is I have a time dragon that is barely 3. He's in that same grouping. So they're about to turn 3. So, and then the demigod of Merphis might be drawn to him.
Yeah, I will say in each case for each character that kind of has a kid curious about them, message them those kids' names when appropriate. Message them to me as well so that I may keep proper track of them in my notes.
Avery's is named Merlin. The time god, his name is... What was his? His name was Mist.
M-Y-S-T.
M-Y-S-T. For Mystera. His name was Mystera. He was named after a place. And then the light dragon is named Luminaria, because she's literally just light. If you want to type that down, SEO, her name is Luminaria.
Yeah. Like an ever-present firefly the size of a house cat.
Yes, no, bigger than a house cat. She's like the size of a dog. She's taller than Angel. She's like a full-grown baby dragon.
Fair enough. So
light dragons are big.
Full-on glowing wormling.
She's big. And then the last child was Merphis' child, and Merphis' child has a lot of... Well, one of the demigods is literally a bugbear. That's not the one you interacted with. The other one that you would have interacted with is a... What do you call the dragon that they were? They're sea dragons. They're mixed. They look like merfolk. They almost look like merfolk. He's a representation of Aquaman. But
his name Arthur?
No.
Darn.
What's his name? Hold on, I have his name.
Hold on. Name
Just hold on.
Cusco.
Just small toddler kid with full-grown Jason Momoa head.
He does have a lot of hair.
Jason Momoa.
But he has crystal hair, almost like his dad.
I said full-grown Jason Momoa head just for the sake of it being freaky.
He has crystal hair. That's the one thing that's different. Like, he's like a literal conductor, which is the worst part about him, is he's literally like made of the one thing that's scary about Merphis is electricity. He's a fish who attracts electricity. Huh. He's like an
Crystal
eel.
hair sounds dangerous, like it's gonna stick in my skin.
Well, I mean, Violet's hair is made of crystal.
Say what?
Violet's hair is made of crystal.
Oh, so it's like sanded somehow?
It's like a soft flaxen version.
Okay.
Oh, his name is Merlin. Is Woden. Woden Merlin Galder Mochizuki. That's that one. And then the Time's child's name is Elam. E-L-A-M. It means something about, has to do something with time. Every one of these has to do with their name, actually. And then the merfolk is named... Do I have his name? His name is Archen. A-R-C-H-E-N. He uses a trident as a weapon. His sister's name is Hazel. Her eyes are hazel.
Okay.
It's not the Bugbear Child. The Bugbear Child is a different one, but they're in the same grouping.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me just kind of a flat charisma check, Nesio, to just kind of see to what degree this curiosity and infatuation latches on to you and Rebecca.
Nesio. Nesio?
Nesio?
I think he said he went to get food.
Oh.
I'll be back.
Alright, then, under the presumption that he did not have the time to write down those names, I'd say, Megan, keep a mark of them. To either message him later or otherwise recite.
I might change that name. I don't like that name. Mistress's demigods are gonna be pain butt.
As always.
Okay, so where are Angel and... While we're waiting for Nessia, where are Angel and Piper right now?
I have no idea where Piper is. I don't remember any last.
It's a good question. What were you guys last doing?
Is it bad that when I picture Angel's kids, it looks like in my head that someone just clicked random on the character generator again and again and again?
You're not wrong.
That's not what happened. They mostly either look like one or the other, like, parent.
For the most part, her natural born ones do have traits symptomatic of, honestly, the random character generator in ways that make sense, but then still mimic a lot of traits very strongly of both Nick and her.
Nicodemus and Angel, as well as their secondary godparent.
Yeah, but I think what I was getting at is there's so many secondary godparents that it almost just seems like a randomizer.
It's a lot less than you think it is.
Angel was an average gnome that no one understands.
Every other episode, you shoot something new out of your hoo-ha.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I
really do.
It just happens.
It just happens.
This
One of those
entire
moments of,
campaign
like,
would be the weirdest early 2000s Cartoon Network show.
It would be, well, at least I haven't hit like 600 yet, considering that would literally make this Lilo and Stitch.
Careful.
626. Who's gonna be? Are you gonna name 626 Stitch?
I might name it Leo.
Name it Suture for, legal distinctability.
Or
My name and patch.
I was gonna say you can call it 625. 625 Stitch. It technically.
Well, that one's
625 makes sandwiches. Yeah. He's literally a sandwich guy.
625 got nicknamed fucking Reuben because of his obsession with sandwiches.
He makes sandwiches. That's all he does.
Damn
is make sandwiches.
Reuben.
Oh my god.
I love him so much.
Yeah,
all he does is make sandwiches.
Lesser to 626, but actually had all of his capabilities, just never used him because he was so distracted with being fucking hungry.
Oh, I had a Solai baby, apparently. I had a Solai Layborn recently. That's written down here.
Mm-hmm.
Great. We didn't figure out the sex of that one. And that's part of this birthing situation.
Well,
Oh boy.
I don't know what that's going to happen
if it's
there.
a Layborn now, what was it before you brought it to Merkest?
I didn't bring it to Merkest. This is when we were traveling for Solai. It's a natural-born Layborn.
Adoptee or hoo-ha?
No, hoo-ha. This is the hoo-ha book. It's got a heart on it.
She literally said natural born.
That's the hoo-ha book?
It's got every child's name in here and like their descriptions and where they came from and who.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining I'm just imagining a certain partner of yours entering the room, looking over, going, "Hey, what's that, Megan?" And you just answer unironically, "It's the hoo-ha book." No, not in the fun way.
Not wrong.
It's a different kind of fun.
Wrong.
New romance novel that I bought from this sketchy store on the corner.
I would. I have bought dime store novels. I've bought, I go to the thrift store and I buy the
Man,
novels.
this romance novel gets really intense. Why are my walls bleeding?
Shut up. Stop, Joe. Stop. Bad Joe, stop.
Good Joe.
Fucking Puritan ghost in the corner going, "That's my fucking diary!"
Stop. I think the one that I'm missing two of the. What am I missing? I'm missing like a whole set of kids here. Amber is gonna help tell me go through this because I know I'm missing a whole set of kids.
I barely keep track of my own.
But they're back when things happened, and I'll be able to keep track of it that way.
There is soy sauce in here.
I mean, technically, I have 7,000 now.
I'm sorry, what was that about soy sauce? What the fuck?
What did that? What?
Are half of them gonna be named? What is it? What is it? You're gonna name half of them one thing, and the other half are named blah? What is that line from? That line is gonna bug me.
This
At least it didn't make you go Dr. Seuss
Marley
rules, or otherwise
Jr.
you'd be up to thing 287 or something.
Never mind.
So the line.
Oh, the girl's named Jason, and all the other half named Brittany.
No, it's this half will name Marlon Jr. and this half will name Coral Jr. Okay, we're done.
Okay, we're done.
DM looks at
my
that, promptly says, "Fuck that, has 6 of Barracuda on him, and the one that's left, what are you going to name that one? It's Gimpy. I'll name it Nemo." That's right.
From, Hercules. My quote was from Hercules. Is it that 1 year where all of the girls were named Jason, all the boys were named Jason, and all the other girls were named Brittany?
Oh yeah, huh. Anyway, no, I'm just gonna let the 7,000 name themselves since they were born fully actualized. Y'all can pick your own damn names. I ain't picking 7,000 names. No thanks.
They're Fae. The first name they give themselves will be assigned by the cosmos as their true name, so there's going to be a number of mistakes there.
We just don't run into the dream nurses. How about that? We just don't run into the 7,000.
I still like the fact that I had 3 demigods and one like 6 or 7 demigods.
I'm so very tempted to call them the 7,000 sheep. Count them to go to sleep.
No, they wake people up, so no. That would be if I had another set of kids that make you go to sleep permanently.
You're right. That's the 7,000 goats.
Are they ducks? Do they quack to wake you up? Is it quack moment? Or they just keep quacking?
They're the 7,000 roosters.
No, they need to be like geese.
The 7,000 cocks.
Oh my god.
Walked right into that one.
Nessie, are you back? Nessie?
I mean, you're also talking about the fact that Piper is literally about to just remove her uterus herself if she has to, because she's like, no!
An auto hysterectomy not recommended.
Angel's like looking over at like Nicodemus and is like, I know that you're planning on doing something. So where would they be? I know that Piper just brought back one of her kids and she sent them to bed because they just had 2 surgeries.
Back to back.
Yes,
yeah.
Indeed.
Weren't you talking to some giant lady? A dwarf giant lady?
Everybody's forgiving me.
The Goliath with alopecia.
Oh yeah.
Like
Stigmata, that's right. Hold on. Let me pull up my notes.
I had a sudden brain blast.
So I've written in here is campaign notes only.
Please don't say that, because then my brain is going to do Jimmy Neutron in my head. He went through the stars and by candy bars. Intention. I can't. I'll literally go through every gauntlet of child game or child TV show that I've ever watched. Cecile! Are you back?
I'm back.
He's back.
Welcome back.
I'm never gonna get over that.
Okay. So if you want to repeat the kids that kind of grew latched on to Xanon and Ravik during their vacation.
Latched on.
Grew curious about and wanted to kind of approach you, be it out of curiosity, fascination, or excitement.
One would have been a merfolk demigod of Americus.
Did you say merfolk?
A merfolk. He can shift into a merfolk. He's essentially like, what do you call him? Aquaman. He's a sea dragon.
Aquaman. Better than a seahorse, Aquaman.
You know what's really scary is the bugbear child that she has is like a walking static.
You think he's always floofy?
Joe, what was the name of the surfer dude? Same name as the surfer dude. That was his original name. And Lilo and Stitch, Amber, who was the name? What was the name of the surfer dude?
David?
Yep.
That's his middle name. Yeah.
Yeah, David. David is Nani's.
His middle name is David, so we're gonna go with David because his other name is really hard to say. So.
That is Hawaiian, because he's Hawaiian.
I mean, he was born on a beach, so. They're in between a beach land kind of situation. Really weird birth. So he would have been really interested in you, and he's actually kind of just intrigued by dragons in general. He's just like his mom in that way. Anything bigger than them, they're just intrigued by. And then what is going on? Then Luminaria, who's a bright dragon. She's like just a baby wormling who just can't speak anything but Draconic yet. She tries Celestial on a regular basis. It's struggling. She has a hard time actually talking to people. So, and then the other child that would have attached to you is Elam. He's the time demi-child. And he's like, they're like 3 maybe. And all of them are young. Merphys's kid is, I think, around 5 or 6. The merfolk have grown up a little faster than most. They're at least 5. That's because they literally get really mad, and every time they get mad, they grow a little bit. Really frustrating. Kind of like little Merphys himself. The bugbear doesn't, though. That's the funny part. It's the bugbear's normal, and the merfolk aren't.
Real quick, actually, since this was gonna potentially happen during the downtime anyway. Xanon, roll me a percentile real quick.
$59.
Okay. So. Partway into your time just kind of being a beacon of curiosity for some of these kids with just doing your off and on training, spending time unto yourself, some of them getting a little bit too close to your sister's grave on occasion. One night when you're finally seemingly kind of left alone, for the most part by yourself, and the kids, some of the ones that have chosen to pursue you, having fallen asleep on nearby rocks and seem otherwise inactive. A small messenger dragonet, bright green in its scale color, flies its way in your direction, landing on a small rock away from the place you're sitting, looking out into the night, just taking in the night air. On its back, strapped on there with a small bit of twine, is a rolled up scroll of paper. It reaches its small little head back, bites off the twine as the little scroll falls to the side. It screeches in small acknowledgement before lifting up and flying off.
Okay, I'll use the mage hand to pick it up.
You pick it up. First thing you kind of immediately notice with a note of familiarity is that sort of scent of honestly sea salt kind of within the porous elements of the parchment and paper. Pretty typical smell of actually your home, your clan, people.
I will bring it to my real hands and open it.
You open it tentatively, finding a bit of familiar handwriting, which you haven't seen in Well, now, at least several months out in the material plane, and I mean, as you've gotten used to now here, many, many years here in Ormer, depending on how things dilated and when. There's, of course, that first sort of rigid scratching of Draconic in there, but then there's that fluidity that comes in and intermingles with it, that you know to be written by elven hands. In particular, the hands of Daisuke, your brother.
You mean Daisuke?
Daisuke.
There you go.
You're dead.
Who is that again?
That is your youngest brother, the priest.
Oh,
Tell me.
what does it say?
Volk's and Memphis' blessings. I hope this finds its intended target, and if it does, Zan, and I hope this finds you well. Many of our family have diverted and continued their work. I have begun to act the part of a missionary, reaching out to peoples outside of our reach. I briefly stopped back at home with the intent to write this letter in hopes that it finds you. Know that should you seek me out, assuming that I have managed to keep myself alive, gods know our family trained me well enough to manage that, I should be among the southern deserts trying to teach yellow steam dragons the words of our great knowledge lord. But enough of my priestly jargon. I miss you. Banishment, self-imposed or otherwise, I'm not entirely sure of the nature of the rumor. Still doesn't sit well with me.
Go eat. Now.
I hope your companion is doing well. With any luck, maybe you turned to Volker Merfis and made her more than just a companion. If not, and you find me well when it suits you, maybe I can help tie off that particular knot for you. I can officiate now, among many other things. Volk has blessed me with some greater abilities to heal, as are necessary in lands this hostile. If you find it in yourself willing to do so, I would love to have a letter returned in my direction, letting me know you're all right. Sincerely, Daisuke.
I will store that away.
Daisuke also amongst your siblings was the one that you knew to be at least among the most friendly with you, aside from your sister, whom of course met an untimely end.
I see. I see.
is the second youngest of your siblings. Your sister, of course, being the youngest and steadfast.
Daisuke's the third youngest.
Third youngest. Double checking here. Second youngest.
Oh, I just read it.
Scared.
Just minutes.
Don't get some coffee.
The family tree in the Discord.
That's right. Okay.
Even when they don't have flavor.
And real quick, just to double check.
Now I can go finish them. I'm gonna wash the dishes.
What time of day specifically do you think you'd be reading this?
Well, how long did it take to get there?
Based on flight path distance and how generally disoriented that dragonette seems.
I mean, how long did it take for me to get there? Or for Xana?
Oh, to where you are right now? Assuming that you're just kind of at your sister's grave right now, the dragonette came to you. Essentially, a carrier pigeon with a letter.
I mean, like, when I first traveled there, how long did that?
Yeah, when you first traveled there from Ryu's Shrine, you did get there kind of midday, long enough to kind of watch the sky change and eventually curl into a sunset the first round. So it's really a matter of how long you would have preferred to stay. Especially in light of a number of draconic and divine children of Angel following you with various levels of curiosity.
I think...
It is introduced from either, Joe.
if I got there midday, I would stay... probably until night of the next day. So I think I'd be reading that at night.
Okay. You are, of course, assisted in part by the natural glow of one of Angel's wormlings who is sleeping, kind of off to the side, a respectful distance away from you, as much as she can manage.
I also have the light spell.
Yeah.
It glows in the dark. It's kind of hard to hide at night. I'm just letting you know, it's kind of hard to hide her.
Yeah, and Angel really quickly go over the last couple of kids that are, again, still kind of present and nearby with him. Because, again, my brain's not, well...
I know.
You know that Johnson & Johnson had plug it in. My brain's not doing that.
David or David, I probably would call him David. He is kind of the guard of the other two, considering he's a little older. The wormling speaks to you only in Draconic. She's kind of loopy and kind of dopey, and she's having a hard time developing. So baby dragon, she's probably more focused on Ravik and the sheen of your skin, thinking that you're kind of like her dad, because her dad has a Navarre moving beneath his skin.
It's broken Draconic as well. It's like, you know, the equivalent of a 2-year-old trying to muster English. Falteringly, a lot of the time.
But she's fascinated by you, and fascinated by Ravik more or less, because she's trying to imitate a dragon that she can see. And usually she'll try to imitate Navarre, but Navarre hasn't been around because he hasn't been out as often. He has been busy. So it's been... You're the only dragon that's nearby. So I'm letting you know that she's just attracted to the fact that y'all are draconic and you can speak to her. And it's not just all... It's not all celestial. It's not all one thing or the other. Does that make sense? Now, Elam is the time god's child. He's one of the other demigods that was born during that birth. He can move sand. He can move sand and alternate time.
Were they with me the whole time?
They would probably have followed you on Ryu's request, because Luminaria would have followed you. It would have been Luminaria that would have led the both of them.
Yeah, they were largely following their glowing-ass sister, trying to make sure she didn't get into trouble. And they are kind of huddled up off to the side, sleeping kind of in the exposed air, away from their sister's shrine, a respectable distance, just kind of sleeping amidst the moonlight at this point.
Oh, if they were... Alright, since they were there the whole time, they would have heard me... tell all the adventures I've been up to. And I think I would have been speaking in Draconic the whole time.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let you know, Luminaria is probably following Ravik, trying to act like Ravik. Standing, acting proud, acting like this really cute little mini-me. She is following a leader. Because she considers you both leaders. Just like her mom is. She tagged along in Piper's backpack for a while, a couple of episodes back. The big girl.
Alright, I checked. I do not have the light spell.
She glows. Her natural skin gives off light.
Yeah, she is naturally kind of ambiently glowing even when she's asleep. So that's gotta wreak havoc on her siblings who like a dark room.
She has her own room.
That's a safe bet.
And she has her own blanket, so all she has to do is cover her scales up. But she forgets to do that, so that's the reason that they follow her, because she does not do that.
Yeah.
And she's based... I think she is celestial based, but she's based off a light dragon itself, like, from the stars. She just can't speak celestial. She's, like, born pure draconic. She was celestial based when we started, but I think she's pure draconic, from what Joe said. They're the Arcadia babies.
Since it's night, I think I would stay there for the night and leave in the morning.
Absolutely.
Remember, this is like multiple days, multiple nights. You're living there for a year. So you have time to even see your brother if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how much time I would spend in each location.
Ryu might come after them, Joe. If you want to give him a character that might come after them, Ryu might come after her. Because she just doesn't listen. She's baby Durgan. She doesn't listen. You might introduce him to the Silver Dragon. That's another one. We like her.
Honestly, given relative proximity to where this gravesite is, let me roll something really quick.
Oh, is the Moon Dragon still here? Somebody came farmer? We got that Moon Dragon.
Zen, and you feel your scales twitch. Almost similar to at least our equivalent of feeling the hairs stand up on the back of your neck. Someone is nearby and watching very keenly.
Am I awake? Or what?
I mean, I don't imagine you're asleep after receiving that letter. At least not yet, so.
Okay. Yeah, I'd still be awake.
No, because his kids can't age up and down. Sure.
I'm aware.
Except for the bugbear. Just letting you know. Except for the bugbear.
Does it feel like it's coming from the children?
No.
Does it feel... You know how you can sense I don't know how to say this. Hostile intent, like in the air.
Yeah. That sort of sixth sense of someone's watching you, someone's... That sense of your skin crawling. If you're trying to get a beat on kind of what vibe this is giving off, this is also one of the primary uses of vibe check.
Okay. Hold on. There it is. Okay. It is not... Is that the one? Okay. I'm gonna roll a d20. I don't know if that's working.
Roll a d20 and then you add your vibe to your wisdom.
That's a 16.
Okay. That'd be plus your wisdom modifier and proficiency bonus.
I'm not proficient in the vibe.
Oh, okay. And just plus your wisdom modifier.
Yeah, 16.
Okay. 16. At least when it comes to dragons specifically, you have less of a difficult time with kind of gleaning a vibe of something, especially because it's kind of ambiently present with full-on dragons, given their draconic presence usually giving a sense of unease. Even the good ones do it. But through that, typically, you can usually glean some other kind of underlying intent for that uneasy feeling, whether that's sort of a defensive nature, whether that's a hostile nature, whether that's a hungry nature. You can usually tell whether it's something defensive or something that's hunting. Kind of buried in that draconic presence. And with that 16, you get not a hunter's vibe, not a hunter's observation. Something that's curious, something that's tense, something that is potentially protective, seeing a number of smaller forms gathered around. It also doesn't seem strictly familiar. It doesn't give off the sort of same draconic vibration that Angel and Nick's combination seem to give off when they produce draconic children. It also doesn't seem to give off that sort of weirdly, almost chime-like celestial vibe. This seems slightly like there's electricity in the air. It's not hostile, it's curious, potentially defensive, and electric, which does at least narrow down potentially what is observing you, as well as given at least the amount of pressure that sort of presence is giving off, which isn't that heavy. Likely not the oldest of things looking at you.
Interesting. One second. Are the kids asleep?
They are.
Okay. I guess since I feel all of that, I'm gonna go sit by the kids and just take my bow out, rest it on my lap.
Okay. That presence steadily recedes and retreats. Though you feel its eye on you for a good long while before the presence grows too distant to focus on. There was like a 4% chance that it was going to leave, and it landed in that range.
Alright, I'm gonna... Yeah, I'll stay awake and just sit there till the morning.
Okay. Just kind of keeping an eye out and everything?
Yeah, I'm watching over the kids.
Sure. Shits and giggles, give me a perception check.
Okay. I can't seem to click on these, so I'm just gonna roll the dice.
Fair enough.
That is 16 total.
Nothing further seems to disturb you or the children for the rest of the night. Almost uncannily, nothing seems to disturb you. Not even the sounds of the lightest sort of avian drake It's just silent. As if the world has given this little collection of people a wide berth. It's only after sunrise really kind of hits and sunlight crosses over your eyes that ambient leftover scent of energy in the air, that almost aroma of burning ether, finally completely dissipates.
Okay. Going to yes. All right. I'm gonna wake the kids, and they're all going to. I'm gonna put them on Ravik's back to bring them all back to the Angel's grandfather. And just drop them off.
Fair enough. Coming back in the morning, a lot of those kids do seem a little bit disappointed to be momentarily distanced from you, although Angel's grandparents do seem polite and proud to see them home safely, with Ryu giving sort of a knowing nod at the kids and a knowing nod at you. Good to see none of them came to harm. I really should put them on a tight leash. They seem to have grown infatuated with you. There's even one that's grown particularly infatuated with Avery over there, at least his drawings. It looks so cool.
So cool.
I imagine there would have been some small talk on the way.
Almost certainly. Yeah, which that comes to a lot of the more well-spoken kids kind of re-asking and rehashing on the stories that you've had of your adventures, because, I mean, often kids will ask about something over and over to see if they can kind of rehash the details, kind of along the lines of a kid wanting to rewatch a movie or rewind a VHS tape until they literally wear out the machine. Just kind of curious about kind of every little facet of this new person who's a friend of Mom, and wanting to know more about you from at least as innocently as a child could want that. And in its own way, it is kind of a refreshing thing, which instills sort of broken draconic. The little glowing one does her best to kind of ask about the connection between you and Ryu, as much as she can. Very curious about it. This
Ravik too.
Yes, Ravik. Ryu, the fucking our names.
I would have been teaching her some draconic along the way, or just like trying to correct her sentences.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you can do that one.
Give me a
For
teaching speech. Give me a I'd say give me a charisma check, and I will have her roll an intelligence check to see how much of it she's able to fully absorb. Given her instabilities, she will be rolling with disadvantage, but we'll see how it goes.
Click on that one. It's 18 total.
Okay, 18 total. Unfortunately, with her natural 6. While you are
I'll give her advantage, Joe.
Okay.
You can always get advantage.
That means I will just roll again one single flat roll. 15. Okay. Still a -4. But an 11 is still above average. And especially, you are honestly a little bit proud of yourself with your kind of ability to try and kind of explain and try and teach her through the syllables of this language. And she is picking up on it, but the amount of repetition that you have to go through to try and get her to grasp some of it is certainly surprising compared to some of the smaller children from your original clan village, and even other kids that you've seen, draconic or not, in their natural speech. You're seeing kind of where there seems to be almost a strain to try and grasp and really latch on to and absorb new information. But you manage at least some successes, which is good. I'd say confidently with that 18 compared to her reduced to 11 roll, she has an at least stronger grasp of filler words. So she'll at least have more syllables amongst her broken draconic, which means she may be able to at least fumble her way into something that seems like a sentence.
After dropping them off, I'd give head pats all around.
Head pats. Roll me a flat charisma check.
That. Going to re-roll. There's a 26 total.
26. They are not offended.
I meant like sort of like congratulating them.
Yeah, absolutely. They are not offended. They are excited, ecstatic, and again, not offended at the first contact. And you can see their eyes light up, kind of excited to be able to finally, after the vacation ends, be able to tell Mom about their new teacher. You may have incidentally kind of slotted yourself into that role.
All right. After that, I would go. I would go to the south, see if I can find my brother.
I'd invite him to the house, just letting you know.
Okay.
It's a safe space.
Given the amount of time you have out there, and yet how vaguely his letter was put, which you realize may have been intentional on his part, I will need you to roll me a survival check with disadvantage. You may provide any medical assistances that you think may help with that, and that disadvantage may get removed.
Okay, hold on.
Because in terms of the Southern Sands, that is just a massive countryscape and a massive desert.
I'd be searching by the air. Said he was a missionary. I was teaching children, I think, was it?
Him specifically?
Oh no, the steam dragons.
Yeah, he was trying to teach steam dragons and basically other general desert dwellers about the glory of Volk, the dragon god of knowledge, to hopefully not so volatile results.
I'd be looking for steam dragons.
Okay. Yeah. In which case, then, of course,
Okay.
as far as steam dragons, especially in an environment like this, the most common types would fit squarely into yellow dragons, pricks, and also brass dragons, which those guys are chatterboxes.
I don't have my equipment. But I'm resistant to fire. That helps.
Yeah, fire damage would be kind of what would be used for steam general.
Okay, survival check.
Yeah.
Reroll on. Well, yeah. Okay, that's better.
Using up some inspiration there.
That is a 20 total.
20 total. Okay. With a soft 20, finding dragons specifically, especially out here, not the most difficult thing to do, as usually everything else tends to give a dragon's lair a wide berth. Not to mention there are usually pretty strong indications of, especially environmental changes that would indicate something loose here. And with a soft 20, I will say you did not find a yellow dragon's den, but did in fact find a brass. Let me go ahead and generate a name. Never mind, I like that one. That one is great. Cool. Alright. You kind of find this sort of condensed desert cave with a lot of steam billowing out of it. It seems to be sort of its own sort of spring point that goes out into an oasis. That said, concerningly, though, you don't really see much trace of trek nor travel around this area. But, I mean, again, this is a massive countryside, so it could be for any number of reasons. As you eventually settle yourself down, you find this adult brass dragon currently chugging away at what appears to be a long kept and old dated keg of, actually, let me just roll to be sure of this. Yeah. An incredibly old keg of Silver Spire wine, which at this point, given how long ago that must have been, because that would have been before the dragons sealed themselves off, this shit's probably vinegar now. If it's even liquid.
He's probably hungry.
Like, you just need to get here so that I can get back to hunting. It's been a minute. Of course, seems like my... I smell electricity in the air. Show yourself, coast beast. You're a little far from home. You're looking for sandy beaches, not sandy dunes.
You slurred too much.
Ooh. Sorry.
Where's he standing right now?
He seems curled up, almost, even in full draconic form. As weird as it is to see, the front half of him behaving in very humanoid-like motions, he's cat-loafed amongst his wings and his tail, and the sort of long, dried-out kind of mineral deposits that kind of lay throughout the cave that you can barely see, as it seems like it's like a dune has almost overtaken the entrance.
Okay. Ravik would have transformed. And I will approach first. So Ravik is an elf right now.
Okay. Shape changing won't do much good for someone who can't see how the shape has changed. As he's kind of curling and turling, what the fuck? Shifting around his elongated neck, and you can see long, sort of milked over eyes on this draconic head. What business does a coast beast have for a drunken former glorious dragon? What business do you have with Shell's Runth? Oh god, I'm too drunk. Blech. And he blurts out a gout of steam breath, which absolutely reeks of rancid, long old wine. That's better.
Invite him to the house.
What business do you have with Chillsrumpf, eater of bunnies?
Eater of bunnies.
It was Chill what?
Chillsrumpf.
Chillsrumpf.
Eater of bunnies.
Chelzronth. Eater of bunnies.
Eater of bunnies.
CH what?
Chelzronth. Eater of bunnies.
Chillsrumpf, got it. Okay.
With a title like that, it's really not that hard to wonder why he's starving in the middle of a desert. There's not... Very well could have been that desert rabbits were a population here, but that seems long since...
Wait, that man in the director of the house. This poor man.
Oh, mighty Chelsronth, I seek answers.
Mighty, I appreciate the attempts at flattery, but one look with working eyes and you can pretty staunchly see as he tries to lift his wings, and you can hear sort of the cracking of joints. It's a harrowing sight to see a dragon that looks like it's on the verge of
Starvation.
anorexia. To see its scales pulled against its bones with barely the echo of muscle tissue beneath. I have every intention getting drunk again. And he gouts out another steam breath toward the wall to sober himself back up. I'm starting to get drunk on my own leftover nutrients. I'm not old enough to release my essence into these sands and turn it into an oasis.
Send him towards the house. This poor man.
You seek answers, I seek sustenance. What are you looking for, coastling?
Have you been visited by a high elf named Daisuke?
Visited by a high elf named Daisuke. This is... Oh, wait. Was he a religious type trying to teach people about the Platinum Dragon, perhaps?
He's a priest.
We chatted each other's ears off for a fortnight straight. Honestly, I think I kept him a little too long. He kept trying to leave, and I accidentally sort of blocked the way out with a bunch of sand. It's just so nice to have people to talk to again, and, well, I think I was running his time thin, or I was being a little rude. But yes, he was here. I don't... How long ago was that? Must have been at least... What phase of the moon hangs in the sky in the last few nights? Coastly.
Would I know that?
I mean, yeah, moon phases in Ormer last a fuck ton longer than they do in the material plane just because of how long time stretches. Right now it would be... Actually, I think it'd be sitting pretty at a... I'll check here. I think it's a half moon right now. Among pretty much all three.
I would say it's currently a half moon.
On all three of those. Half moon. It was a crescent when he was here. That must have been... Well, no, he said he changed it to... No, it wasn't... The sweet one that was with him. The little kobold shifted it to a crescent to dim the light for a brief bit of time. Still a half then, so... You can see him kind of nodding his head back and forth, and as he does, you can see these sort of long sort of golden bracelets that are kind of hanging along his extended sort of draconic dreads that are seemingly like knocking together, and you can hear this sort of sequence of chimes rolling along, almost like it's just kind of an auditory alembic. Give it, take 8 months. No. I kept him here for... I'm bad at keeping track of time. I'm gonna roll to see how well he does his math, because he is wiped right now.
Does he also look sick or just old? Or starved?
Dude is starved, and when you get starved bad enough, your ability to think straight is completely buggered.
Okay, so he's not diseased?
Roll me a medicine check.
Medicine. Okay. Ooh, that's it's a 9 total.
9. I mean, best you can tell is the obvious, which is dude is hungry as shit. You'd need a more practiced pair of eyes on him. Though it is suspicious enough that he doesn't seem to have made much of a physical effort to leave this cave. The sand is barely disrupted around the loaf he's made around himself.
Take this man to get some food.
When's the last time you left the cave?
Since before the priest was here. My children went out to find me more food. They haven't been back.
Is he alive?
They haven't been back. Turns his head toward you, and you can hear the joints in his neck just twist and sort of snap and pop into place.
Okay. Well,
What is your name?
Xanon.
I'm going to allow him to roll a fresh history check. The priest mentioned you.
He is my brother.
Do you have something to eat?
I don't have any food on me, but I know a place where you can get some. Would you be willing to travel with me?
I can. I have to wait for my children.
How many do you have?
There's a clutch of 7. They grew bigger than me. Far bigger. Far greater. much can you carry?
No.
Did you want me to carry?
What? Carried in her body.
They left with my horde a long time ago. He looks around, only the barrels of the old wine left behind. I let them. I wanted them to. My bones shouldn't be that heavy anymore.
Can I offer some help?
In what way would you like to offer help, Tim?
I'm asking him.
Help me.
Just like the town people do.
I would extend one hand with my palm open.
I'm going to roll a percentile to see if this dragon, at his age and in his condition, is even capable of a polymorph to try and shift himself into a humanoid state.
Can I give him advantage?
That is a 42, no advantage needed. Hi, David. Welcome to chat. It's Mina's in chat. He shifts down more slowly than you've ever seen this process happen, as if it's an active, strained effort. And as you see the wings first dissipate into the back, you see this dragon's tail and his hind legs almost mummified and desiccated. As what curls in is this, I mean, any brass dragon that's a heavy talker shouldn't be this strained. And he's wearing the garments of a nobleman and the bright visage of an elf that looks like he's had the goddamn soul sucked out of him. He's about as spindly in this form as he was in his draconic one, his eyes sunken in, pale and sightless, his lips almost pulled against his teeth.
Good.
Help me. And he takes your hand, and with the frailness you feel almost instinctively that if you were to squeeze too hard, you might break something.
He's standing, right?
He's trying to on legs that won't work.
Okay, so he's sitting down right now?
Yeah.
Okay, as he takes my hand, I'll put my other on top, and I'll say, I hope this helps. and I will cast Tireless on him.
Okay. Now, as a reminder, that will just prevent further exhaustion. It won't remove any existing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's
It also makes it so he doesn't have to eat or drink or sleep.
So only eat and drink and sleep.
Okay. So it by no means necessarily reinvigorates him, but he won't be as, at least momentarily, completely debilitated. That helps. Thank you. I would have something to give you, but all I have left are these cakes.
Okay. Does he look old?
No. He looks, in terms of the physical form that he's shifted into, like a man in his early 20s.
He's just an adult
that
dragon.
got horribly sick and never got right.
He needs to get to the city. The city will heal him.
So he was starved, and now that he's transformed, does he look?
He still looks spindly as shit. There's barely any meat on his bones and skin pulled against bone. Even with the sort of formal garments that he has on, you swear you can see some ribs where the shirt is tighter in places.
Okay. I'm going to try to pick him up with stand beside or behind him and pick him up.
Give me a strength check, because I mean even polymorph forms of dragons still proportionately weigh as much as a dragon normally does. As lighter as light as he is in comparison to what his, you know, what a healthy version of him would be, it's still several hundreds of pounds.
Okay. This is a, you said strength check?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or athletics.
Athletics. Okay. It's the same thing. I'm gonna reroll that. Reroll it again. Okay, I have a mouse double clicked. 21 total.
21. Okay. It's a haul, but you've carried heavier shit on Ravik's back, honestly. And even for as heavy as he is, this is freakishly light for a dragon.
Okay. Going to... I don't know where to, how far away are any of the cities?
It'd better if you took him back to the main city, because it heals people.
Yeah, I'd say, honestly, given... Still, they pretty actively pursuing kids, your strongest route is going to be getting them actually back to kind of where Ryu is.
Alright, I will go back there.
The city is still golden there. Different type of gold.
It is a couple days' flight. That said, Protective Urge does offer a benefit here. For some reason, the urge to help someone does actually have you find more efficient flight paths.
During the... or before this tireless wears off, I would recast it.
Certainly. Yeah. It is the better part of a day's flight. You do eventually finally pull in and arrive there. Where Ryu bears witness to this gaunt ass brass dragon, and immediately he's going to go about setting the work.
I'd say he's very hungry, and I'm not sure if there's anything else wrong.
I'll have Ryu roll a medicine check real quick. That is a crit. I'll tell you right now, just looking at those legs, this is a very, very badly advanced case of bone rot.
I can feel that.
Would I know what bone rot is?
Yeah. There's a few different draconic diseases, that kind of slot under really fucked up. Scale rot's one of the more common ones that's known to be very bad. Bone rot is it's like what happens when we step on a rusty nail and don't get a fucking tetanus shot. Everything starts to lock up.
Okay. Is this classified as a disease?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay. After he says that,
No, it should have put me over on the entrance to the city. Because we live above the city right now.
Which
I
means he does get a
assume
roll for
he's...
benefit there.
Is he on a table, or what?
Right now, he's just kind of gotten off of the saddle, and Ryu's kind of taking a look at him, just kind of on the spot. That said, upon coming to the city, he does immediately kind of get an influence from it. So it's here.
After hearing that he says it's bone rots, I'll put a hand on his chest and use my lay on hands feature. Which says...
Of course it landed on that. Hold on.
I can expend 5 hit points from the pool to cure the target of one disease, neutralize and poison affecting it. I can cure multiple diseases, neutralize multiple poisons with a single use of lay on hands, spending hit points separately for each one.
Yeah. Bone rot would be the primary one here of major and significant concern. As
15 points in case there's anything else.
15 points. Okay. You managed to in that moment cure the bone rot, as of course the influence of this city is also working sort of a lot of curing magics onto him. You managed to cure some very thinly veiled scoliosis. You managed to cure let's see, the very last thing. Right. Yeah, okay. You managed to cure his fermenting gut.
Gross. It's horrible thing.
His organs were beginning to ferment.
Are you okay?
I haven't been that good in years. I still need food, desperately, because unfortunately one of the few diseases that you can't really cover is something that just needs careful appliance of chemicals.
Would that light dragon be anywhere nearby?
Oh, very fucking close, as in a twist of irony, as he landed on a Heaven's Roll and then landed on a Lara, this bronze dragon begins to be wreathed ever so calmly in sort of opalescent shadows. Sorry, brass
That's
dragon.
She'd probably have a box of cookies in hand and the box of cookies. She has her own bag of holding.
As she begins to pass over the box of cookies, Ryu stops. I don't know how long it's been since this man has eaten. We need to start easier. Something liquidous.
Pulls out a soup. She's a jar of soup. That's in her bag as well. She has a jar of soup that constantly refills.
I'll monitor him, okay?
Thank you.
That's her little refillable jug.
I'll tell you more after I feel more. Thank you.
You're welcome. I would ask Ryu, Ryu, if he knows about a priest named Daisuke.
I'll roll a history check for him. He doesn't necessarily know everybody. 6 and a 4. I do not.
Because I need to get rid of some of my extra. Huh? Can I give him
an alternate universe? 2 to 6. There we go. 15 plus his pretty decent bonus. I believe I've heard of him. I do not. Wait, yes, I do.
You have too many kits in your hands right now, bud. Not enough sleep.
Wandering priest trying to turn dragons a little more religious when a lot of them are already worshipped like gods by a bunch of kobolds, yes. Quite the task in front of that one.
Do you know where he is at the moment?
At the moment? I don't keep tabs on him, necessarily. But
Maybe
I can look
him.
into it. See if I can find through the grapevine some recent rumors. But first things first, gotta heal this scraggly-ass old man. I am nowhere near as old as you, and you're not even a dragon, says you. And he puffs out a puff of gray smoke out of his nose. Alright. With that, we have significantly passed
Grandpa.
the 2-hour mark, so we're going to go ahead and call that our break before we switch scenes to a few other characters. But we have finally dipped our toes a little bit into some of your clan storyline, which is fun.
Grandpa!
I'm glad that I found this notebook which had the notes about these guys in it and the sub-notes for some quest stuff. Let's go on our BRB. Yes.
Thanks, Grandpa! That's too damn bad!
Buddy, welcome back from the break. Nice ceiling.
Yeah, Joe.
What? I
He's talking about my ceiling.
Oh. I'm making ceiling.
It's popcorning just like your guinea pigs. But tis.
Thanks, Joe.
I got like 1 second each one.
Horrible.
All right. So welcome back, everybody, from the break. A little bit of an extended break just so I could honestly recharge my batteries. Again, as the title says, running on fumes. And I got work tomorrow. I've been sleeping through my alarms for like the last 3 days. Hopefully I don't. But you know what? I've got a pretty significant alarm clock that is my father. So there is that.
Oh, I was gonna say, what time do you need to wake up? Because
You have to ask me to get on my
Probably 8 o'clock, which will be 7 o'clock for you guys. Sorry, nope.
Fuck that.
I got that
No, I
backwards.
don't need to be getting up that early.
9 o'clock for you guys.
9 to 9.
Got it backwards.
Take that, reverse it.
Oh wait, 9 o'clock? Oh yeah, I can be up at that time and I can call you. Okay, yeah, I could do that. I can do that.
That was good.
No, if I have to wake somebody up for some reason, I can suddenly wake up in the morning.
I got work for the next 4 fucking days straight. Hallelujah! Ugh.
Do you
Unfortunately, they're not going
or
to count
a
the same
high
pay
five?
weeks, so...
Do you need a high five or a hug? Because I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Given that I'm going to be recovering from a number of instabilities in the interim, probably a hug and then a high five. Maybe not in that order, I'm not sure. My brain's not
Internet
working.
Not its business. Not its business.
Okay, then internet hug.
Eventually, at some point in the next couple of years, a very real hug, because I will meet you people in person at some point. Fair warning, I do bear hugs. I will break ribs.
I also do bear hugs. I was raised in a house of bears.
Yeah.
That's why they call my mom Winnie the Pooh. Or my dad calls her his Pooh Bear. I hope it doesn't have a different type of connotation. That would be really confusing for me.
Yeah. All right, so back on topic.
I'm listening.
We pull back away over into, well, of course, the Frozen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nick?
Frozen continent of Kirin. If I'm being a goofball, I get all the syllables out.
Waiting.
Wherein, first of all, Angel, you do get a message from your grandfather
Okay.
about a new damaged dragon that has joined their midst.
Of course, as my curiosity peaks.
Older fellow who apparently knows something about Xanon's family. Well, not an older fellow, a younger fellow, just starved half to death. Maybe more than half, but... there was that. At the very least, seemed to formerly have a mate. Which, I'll put it in Ryu's way of hinting, seemed to formerly have a mate, and in terms of a human equivalent, he's in his 20s. In Draconic, that very well means centuries in.
Okay.
Still.
That is why, okay, do you want me to have the party where you're at? Or do you want me to have the party here? We can take the whole family over there for an evening.
I,
We can do the float.
Do you
We
want
can
to
do the floating
do you want to
castle tactic.
celebrate a bunch of children's birthdays where it's cold as tits, or at the base of a mountain where it's less cold and there are dragons?
You make a point.
I make a valid point.
Oh shoot, I have not been to the Orimer one.
And if you want to drag the dwarves here, I have a surplus of dragonberry wine.
You know what? That will help negotiations. And I would get them away from the elves so they're not pissing off the elves.
I mean, I assume the elves have to join anyway.
Oh, I can invite them too. It can be a more the merrier kind of party. One night in warmer, and then whenever everybody's going home.
Most certainly. Also, you will be due for some surprises.
A night in Warmer mean
Am I gonna get surprises? My birthday's soon too. She's like, my birthday's soon too.
I go to Orimer for a night. That's half a year.
So what?
Oh wait.
It's not half a year in our time.
Half a night there is a few seconds here. She's gonna go to sleep now. She's like, I'm gonna go nap. Fuck.
Stay for a couple of days and then come back for a couple of days.
Time dilation.
Set up the hazard. Oh, and I don't think Violet's been since.
Ever.
I don't think she's been. That would be interesting for her.
Most certainly, yes.
I'm going to finish talking to this lovely Goliath with alopecia, and I will get back to you.
Understood.
But that sounds like a plan. What do you want to do for dinners, considering... Do we want to go all out? Do we want the rest of the bannock haunch that we've got? I also got another bannock haunch from... We sourced it from a dying one.
Given our recent new acquaintance, I was thinking rabbit.
Like giant rabbit?
Dire hairs and all that.
Lillian? Oh, she's not here. She's with you. Ezekrin,
Yes.
that surplus of dire hair, did it come in?
We talking hair or hair and gone? Because I've had a few jumpy secret menu items.
Yes, it's not the secret menu items. We're talking about literally dire hair.
Talking about this week's or last week's, because I've already...
We haven't gone through this week's. Or last week's. I think that's the meat that we've had on surplus. Or at least in the fridge, which as far as the frozen stuff goes.
Got dire hair, venison, elk, all kinds of gamey meats, and the bone spurs are great for making arrows to resupply the hunters.
Let's put it this way. Apparently there's a starving dragon who only eats rabbits.
Huh.
And even gamey meat can taste good as sausage.
Well, they're not going to do sausage. We're going to do stew.
I'll see what I can wrangle up. He quickly and simply diverts himself. As I'd say, quickly enough, he's able to get that supply up and running. However, you do still have a lady in front of you.
So, you came to ask me for assistance for being a divine? Or working under me as a divine? Because that was what the whole conversation was. It's a follower thing, Joe.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah. You gotta have clerics start under you somewhere, right? Or priests,
Yeah, I
or
do.
priesthoods, or priestesshoods.
It's gonna be amazing. She looks over at this woman. I didn't get your name, by the way.
No, she mentioned it. Stigmata.
All right.
Yep, Stigmata, which was so mean of her parents. So mean. So mean.
Okay, I have a question. Do you want to take a new name?
It's a lot of paperwork.
My children take new names when they come to me.
I already came to be a number of years ago, so I will worry about the paperwork later. Is that a requirement? Do I need to change the name?
No, it's just if you wanted to.
I think I wear it out of spite. My linky form isn't that intimidating to Goliath, but to some uninformed subsets.
How about you stay here and see how things work? And then you can make your decision on what you want to do.
Happily.
You're welcome to come to the birthday party.
What
Good
now?
night, Avery. We're having a birthday party in 2 days.
Okay. I'll have fun.
Good night, Avery. Good night, Cat. Rick.
Rest well, dude. Whoa, screenshot gore. Don't fade before I can hit print screen. There we go.
So, what do you want to do? You want to see dragons?
Haven't they been gone for like the longest time?
As she pulls a dragon out of her hair. Oh yeah, they definitely have been gone for a long time. She puts one of them on the table.
Wait, what the fuck? Did Vanessa sneak in the last 60 seconds and get the screenshot I was trying to get?
No, I think she's watching the stream.
Oh. Oh, okay. This has been a little bit.
So
Thank you for the
I'm setting
viewership,
up.
Vanessa.
I'm setting up a birthday party for my kids in 2 days in Orimer. Would you like to come?
And see dragons.
And see dragons. As she puts her baby dragon on the table.
What's your passive insight?
Repeat that, please.
What is your passive insight?
Passive insight. It's an 18. But I only use it for when my kids are gonna jump on me.
18,
It's technically a 21.
The barely contained intensive excitement is plainly visible on this girl's face. No one would believe me. And
Would you believe that would you believe that you're inside of a dragon right now?
What? As
Come with
on
me.
cue, your ancestor on your mother's side, or I should say your maternal ancestor, blah, 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 rumbles throughout the castle. Okay. Well then.
You know that story about vaulted lifelines between dragons? It's true. My grandmother, my great grandmother, my great grandfather.
Yeah,
A
you
great
are
love
very
story.
clearly seeing Pinchot on her face that excitement kind of shift toward brain is short circuiting.
She puts the baby dragon on the table. See? Nothing to be
Yep.
afraid of.
Yep. And it's not short circuiting out of fear. It's the this is a lot. File stack overflow error encountered.
You know when they say that all of the 12 dragon gods are actually dragons, they're not lying.
I figured that much. Yeah.
You want to see something cute?
Yes.
She whistles into the air. Ready for Archimedes?
Dire Corgi hauling ass. Go ahead and give me a dex save.
Yes. The Piper's sitting right there looking at the alopecia notes. 18.
No, she went to nap.
Oh, she went to nap. 18 plus. Which one am I looking for? Dexterity save is
Yep.
plus 10 right now. With
Okay,
the
18
dragon
plus
stuff.
10, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 28. All right. You manage to jump out of the way and gracefully just kind of land on Archimedes' back rather than letting him topple over you. Oh my god. I didn't know they came in that size.
He has a mate and they have puppies. And I still have to get rid of 2. Or we have the next round.
I don't want to impose.
Archimedes, are you okay with her taking one of the puppies? She's going to be one of the clerics, so you're always going to be able to see your puppy.
Understand they've been trained from birth to want pocket bacon. Understood? She has my blessing.
Pocket bacon. Pocket bacon.
You see Archimedes' eyes immediately dilate.
She puts the pocket bacon in his mouth. Artemis said that she needed to get the other 2 actually to the 2 of the kids, but one of the kids is not here. And they have something coming from their godmother. Actually, puppies will be from their godmother. So they can wait for the next batch, considering she's already pregnant again. And the last time we did that, she turned silver because we were in Mercast. So I have a really good feeling that there's not going to be a lack of dire corgis. She pulls out, she goes and pulls up Snowflake, who's one of the new ones that's been born. It's like pure whites. But then they got here. Right before they got here. Like 6 months old or 6. They're like 6 months old. This is Snowflake.
From this shorter than, typical Goliath girl. You swear you hear squeak that raises in pitch enough that you can no longer hear it, but Archimedes certainly can, and some glass around the immediate area in the kitchen cracks.
Luckily, it repairs itself. The enchantments in here. She hands this puppy over.
I would murder the world for you.
He has one blue eye and one brown eye.
Well, aren't you just delightfully different?
The white coloring will turn orange eventually, but it takes time. Sometimes they turn out as merle, sometimes they go pure white, and we've had one pure black. That was a weird day.
Well, I don't care what color you're gonna be, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be with me.
The snowflake reactor is one of those puppies who's just super chill.
Super chill, also just completely eye contact, deadlocked with the girl. Just prolonged eye contact. Yeah, I'm keeping this one.
I'm gonna have to make it a pendant so I'm able to find you wherever you go. Or Archimedes will probably have a conniption. She scratches his head. I know we made some for the others, but we have to make one this way. So that way, if anything ever happens to you or the puppy, I can be able to find you.
Fair enough.
But I have to go invite some delegates to this huge party. Stigmata, if you will enjoy yourself at the bar. She looks over at Griffin.
What is it?
Can you pour her a drink, please?
What do you have? What do you got? What I got's already taken, but what are you having?
Not like they don't have threesomes once in a while.
Besides, what I got already has a colder disposition, too.
She looks over and she whispers, he does have a brother.
Oh.
And the brother's single. And he's taller, just so you know. Not by much, but taller.
I'm gonna message you something just to put this in your hands.
Okay.
That's sketchy. Not in a bad way, but in like it's a
What
secret.
did you do? Secret squirrel.
He's
Would you
giving
like
you a secret. Keep the secret. Secret safe.
Keep it secret. Safe. I didn't show Amber what I made.
Huh?
Where'd it go? Eye contact.
Eye contact.
That's the wrong place.
I think you'll understand what I mean.
Now I want to know what love is.
I want you to show me.
Go ahead and make that roll for me, if you would.
Contact. A 5, Joe?
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Nothing
For
wrong
my
with the
dad.
seesaw.
I don't know if you can see the little hobbit house in there, but there's a hobbit house in there.
You.
Also, shits and giggles, roll me a d4 for which way that leans.
Hmm? A 2.
Okay.
Considering the brother is more of a top anyways. Actually, technically both are. Dad, contact. I hope my dad likes it. And I don't know if my mom wants me to finish hers or not. Does it make sense? I was like, I don't know if my mom wants me to finish hers or not, considering. I don't know.
If and when you have time, tell me more about this brother or find somebody who can. Respectfully.
No.
Looks over at Griffin. He had a really bad date a couple of weeks ago.
Are you playing matchmaker?
Maybe. He likes dogs.
Okay, let me tell you about the travesty that is my brother.
No, that's Tylenol. Read it.
As he walks off with her.
There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna go and find the leader of the dwarven party first, and then I'm gonna hit the elves.
Okay, of which they do have a few present leaders, so just...
I know they're in the same room, I'm just... Loud eye contact.
Yeah.
Poor Piper's like, I'm napping! Leave me alone! My hands! I had to stay so still for so long!
Okay, so you still got Eldgrahilda Magma Buckle, the Smelt Master. You got Girbigan Brightchest, your franchisee, not necessarily a leader. You got Defrubalin Orbreaker. You got Yoram Stormgrog. And Yastatir Chainbuster.
Isn't Yoram Scorngrog the one that basically slept with Venestra?
So that was actually... No, that was a separate dwarf. It wasn't one of the leaders.
Okay, well, I'm gonna find one of the leaders, and I'm going to invite them
Yastatir
cordially
Chainbuster is
to
the freedom fighter.
I'm gonna go to the old lady, because that's a smart thing. I'm gonna go to the head leader and let her decide if they're going to this party or not, considering they're her people.
Off to Eldgrahilda Magma Buckle.
Mm-hmm. And her and Violet's her grandmother are talking.
I gotta get into bit of body language. Well, now there. How are you doing, sweetie?
It's too far too old, Joe. A little younger. A little younger.
All right, less of a hunch. There we go. More energy in the voice.
So, question.
Yes.
Would you be up for a party in Ormer for one day and then us coming back?
Do you really think I'm going to say no to something like that?
Since I am the one that holds the key.
An army of dwarven craft masters in the realm of dragons. It's a sight to behold and a tale to weave.
It's technically like 100,000 people in this castle.
Yes, indeed.
It's gonna be a lot to see. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We take our clothes off for a living. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Well, I don't. Not anymore, anyway.
Oh, it broke up, Joe. It broke up on my end.
Yes,
Repeat that, please.
Well, I don't. Not anymore, anyway.
Good to know you had a hobby.
Oh, it's nothing quite like that. It just gets very hot in the forge.
I do a very different thing.
I know. And you've done it aplenty from what I can see. She looks around at just some of the various scattered children.
Okay.
I'm going to let you know the rapidness at which my children came out of me. I have only been actually active for 2 years.
Careful, or you might spawn a new dwarven, or in this case, gnomish myth. All your children just sprang out to the ground, which is, of course, ridiculous.
I had a baby dwarf. I have a baby dwarf somewhere.
They're such cute, stunted little things at first.
They're not smaller than the gnomes, though.
Well, of course not. Them are tiny. It's like bumblebees with their wings. How do they support themselves?
When a human walks out of me, then we're going to have a problem. Or at least a question mark.
Careful, or you might cast it out into the universe. To be made manifest.
I got a planetar baby. What more can I do?
Never challenge the fates. Or they might answer you.
I'm the person to take a challenge.
And I'm sure you are, and she boops you on the nose.
I am going to go and walk across the space. I'm going to go look for the elven leader, at least 2 of the elven leaders, considering we only have 2 of them left. 3 of them. We only have 3 of them total.
Yes.
And one of them died.
It's in this book. Yeah. Wait.
We had some star elves. We had some... We had some high elves. And then the high elves are the ones that basically... Sure. Oh. And we had some wood elves.
Woe to the scattered notes.
Sure what dice I want to get next. We are dice shopping.
It's not in this one, even though this one's the devoted campaign notes now, so it's got to be in this one.
can just still give me what I want, or at least take me where I want.
Hold on. I gotta be right back.
Bathroom?
No idea. What?
One guy raised me. One after the start here. The giant smoke bomb.
Ah.
I think he tried to contact me. I'm trying to make sure you actually build up. Shit. Are you still hanging on your shit? I know. Thanks for Phil's. Yeah, my gun jam. Shit. Sorry, I spent me stuff like. I don't think you're done with me. No doubt.
Why lying upside down?
I'm trying to like, build my engine. I'm not reaching too much altitude.
Oh, stalled. Yeah, you gotta slowly work your way up.
Yes, you're down. You just lost an So this part.
You okay, Joe?
I don't know what just happened, but I just had to puke, and I don't know why.
Is it the last of your issue that you were having, you think?
My stomach was fine. And now it feels like my throat just got... Now it feels like I just swallowed broken glass. Great.
Are you okay?
This week's been fucking weird.
You okay, Joe? Are you okay to continue?
Joe?
Are you okay to continue, Joe?
Yeah, I'm just trying to give my stomach a minute to settle. I'm gonna put us on BRB real quick.
Okay. Stream, Joe.
Can't see it.
Hey everybody, so we're gonna cut it short here. I almost had a seizure. I'm gonna pick up with the rest of what was planned for today on Saturday with that session.
Yeah.
What do we want to name the session today?
Why don't we think on it? Can you read out?
I always forget. I have no idea. You're doing it on purpose. Sorry.